Well, hello again. This time on a Thursday night is when I'm recording this, and I'm actually doing so tonight for a rather interesting reason, and that's because I'm expecting, just a few new folks to be stopping by the blog beginning on Friday. Those of you that have been following the site for some time may recall last week I mentioned that I chose to give the first interview that I've given in quite some time to an old friend. And it turns out that old friend, in essence, was the trading markets team. David Penn and I had a chance to talk a little bit last week, and they're going to be publishing part one of a two-part interview on their site, tradingmarkets.com, this weekend. And so if you're coming over to this site from that interview, welcome. And really what I wanted to do in this video is to put this whole darn blog experience into some perspective for you. And maybe this will help some of the newer folks that have just been stopping by recently as well. But you may wonder what the heck you're looking at here, and let me go back in time to July and share with you really what I'm doing, what this is all about. It's a 100% non-commercial site. I'm not selling anything. I don't intend on selling anything. What I chose to do earlier this year was to frankly just openly share my trading journey on a daily basis. What you see in text and what you hear through the videos pretty much is my trading diary, my journal. And it really began in July as somewhat of an experiment. I wanted to see if this way of documenting my trading and my thoughts, my emotions, my results, good, bad, ugly, everything, I wanted to see what impact that would have on my trading. At the same time, there were certain things going on in my trading, performance-wise, that I really wanted to share with an industry that really has so richly blessed me over the years. And I thought this might be the best way to do it. I've had some folks recommend that I go the book route, after this year. But the more that this year went along, the more I realized that I thought it made sense to do something on a live basis in terms of real time, at least once a day, kind of documenting what was going on. And I really, did uncover some gems, if you will, in terms of some things that took my trading to another level. And I really wanted to share that. So again, you won't find any selling here. That's not the intent at all. People that have been following this for quite some time will probably tell you that, they'll probably tell you a couple of things. I'm very frank, as I used to be in the trading markets columns years ago. And as I say, you'll see the good, the bad, and the ugly. I am very open in terms of what I'm discussing because, again, this is my diary. I'm using this as a tool for me to maximize my own potential and my own trading. And because of that, you'll see some things said here, again, both in the written text and via video that you may not see elsewhere. I'm very open in terms of my P&L. And again, that's because I'm documenting this for my own record as much as anything. Whether it's good, bad, indifferent, whatever, it's important to me. It is the ultimate scorecard. And so even though in past lives and in other places, I think it's inappropriate to do so, and it's more appropriate to talk about number of points and that kind of thing. Again, because of what we're doing here and what I'm doing here, I think it's very appropriate and necessary to do that. I wish more people would do it. You'll also notice that as you start going through some of the past, and by the way, please, I encourage you to go back to the early July posts, and hopefully it'll give you some foundation for why I started doing this. But as you go through the posts, you'll see there are certain themes that I'll mention over and over and over again, to the point of probably sickening redundancy. And that has to do with again some of the earlier material that talks about the mental mindset that I've been able to get myself in this year. The whole idea there. In fact, if you look at the left-hand margin of the blog, you'll see a number of things. You'll see a countdown clock toward the top, which is my way of basically saying the score doesn't mean anything, the P&L doesn't mean anything until the end of the year. And as I look at this, there's still 27 days to go before I can even think about counting the score. You'll also see below that some month-by-month performance charts that do talk about the monthly performance without, again, looking at the total scorecard. And you'll also see, as I scroll down on my other monitor here, a chart that talks about every moment of every day and the comeback mindset, as I call it, which actually I'll talk a little bit more in the trading markets interview in the second version, which I think is coming out next weekend. If you click on that, that'll take you to a post that really gets into what that means, and really that's been one of the biggest things for me this year in terms of what I've incorporated into my trading. Throughout the blog, you'll see a lot of silly stuff on the surface. You'll see analogies to sports and movies, and it is truly not done in jest. It's done in all seriousness. While I certainly have a lot of fun with it, but it's a way of myself motivating or getting motivated throughout the year. Many of the recent posts you'll see more than a slight hint about me being a little tired, and that's because I've viewed the whole year as a race. I decided early this year to basically spend 365 days to do whatever it took to maximize my own potential, to reach a level that I could look back on in the future and basically say, yeah, you gave it your all, and here's the score as a result of that. You're now joining us 11/12 of the way through that race. So last couple of weeks, I've been a little tired. But that just is what it is. I'm very much looking forward to December 31st. What else can I mention here? Feel free to comment. I think one of the greatest things about this is the dialogue that we have going back and forth after I post, and if you go back and look at some of the comments, just some great stuff. We've somewhat developed a bit of a community here, trying to support one another, and again, I'll be candid in everything that I say and talk about. I've said in a couple of posts that in the long run, this blog is not about me. And I really do mean that in all sincerity. I believe this blog is as much for the people that are reading this as it is for myself. Certainly I benefit from it. It's my journey. It's my journal. It has undoubtedly strengthened my trading even further if you look back at the last 4 or 5 months. But in the long run, it really, if there's any benefit here, it's for the folks that are looking over my shoulder, as I like to say. You'll see I try to push myself. I probably pushed myself harder than I should have this year, but maybe not. That might be debatable. There's no doubt that the journey I've been on this year has been quite incredible. It has been the result of a decade of work, and the results have even surprised myself. I've been very, very fortunate, and if I can at least give back to the industry in some little way, whether it's this or some other mechanism, then that's really what I'm trying to do here. So that's pretty much it. We do have an occasional Pal Talk sessions that I've cut back on lately, but we'll certainly revisit that going forward. And again, feel free to scroll through the blog. There's a search function in the top left if you want to look for certain items. And for some of you, it's probably been quite some time since you've seen me. I've been off the radar purposely for a while. I decided to enjoy my private life. I'm still not going commercial despite the interview. Again, this is a good chronicle of where I've been this year, and I'm not quite sure what next year will bring, but I'm certainly starting to give some thought to that. So again, if you're new to the blog, if you're an old friend that used to read some of my older material, welcome. It's good to see you again, and feel free again to comment and have fun with what you see here. So anyway, I hope that helps if you're new to the site. I also do weekend updates in text and video, and by the way, yes, I do videos. Because I think it's just another way to get your point across. So again, welcome, and hope to see you around the blog. Thanks. Take care.